My Aunt Kathleen Howland Chappell, or Aunt Katie as I like to call her, is my greatest inspiration. She was born in the 60s in Royal Oak, Michigan. She grew up with her mother, her father, 2 brothers, and 1 sister. Growing up, her life changed drastically when her parents got divorced. Soon after that, her father passed away. She was often left to take care of herself and her younger sister, Brooke. How has language changed in your lifetime?
Well, first of all, I think people don't have a lot of conversations like they used to have. Everything is a text and a back and forth with an LOL and a SMH or whatever abbreviations people use instead of having a talk with somebody, calling up somebody for the purpose of having a conversation. It's just only what you need to get out, the basics.
To quote from the scriptural hermeneutics, imagine hearing the Word of God for the first time with a clearer vision in which both women and men are full participants in salvation history. Katie believes we need to start really speaking with each other. Without properly talking to one another, our stories can end up being told incorrectly or not being told at all. Her advice is, if you want people to hear you, make sure you really say it. Katie, can you tell me a personal story about strength, drive, persistence, or compassion in your life?
When I was younger, I worked at a Montessori, and it was sort of a school daycare situation where some of the kids were as young as 18 months old. And there was one little girl there who used to sit on the floor and rock back and forth, and back and forth, back and forth. And my bosses would just tell her, stop wiggling, stand up and stop wiggling. And she never would, and I knew that she just needed to be picked up and held. So I would wait for them to leave at lunch, and then I would pick her up and tell her if I saw her wiggling, if I knew she needed a hug. And I just kept doing it every day for weeks. And eventually she stopped wiggling because she knew if she needed a hug, she could just have a hug. That was it.
Hadassah was a Jewish woman who married King Ahasuerus of the Persian Empire under the pseudonym Esther. Haman, one of King Ahasuerus' advisors, felt wronged by a Jewish man named Mordecai, so he told the king they should kill all the Jewish people. Esther knew her people didn't deserve this and stood up for them when she could have kept quiet. Katie is much like Esther because she didn't stand by when she knew something was wrong. Katie stood up for someone without a voice like Esther did for her people. Can you tell me a story of friendship in your life?
Sure. My oldest, dearest friend is Tina, who I met because she's the aunt of someone I used to work with. And her mother, my other friend's grandmother, had passed away. And everyone was gathering at the house the day before the funeral. And everybody was fighting about everything that was going to go on at the funeral, who was going to talk, who wasn't going to talk. Anyway, I walked in to total chaos carrying 2 huge deli trays, and everyone's yelling at each other, and I didn't really know anybody, including Tina. And I just said, I have sandwiches, and she thought it was the funniest thing she'd ever heard and started laughing, and then everyone started eating, and we've been friends ever since.
I believe Katie and Tina's friendship is much like Ruth and Naomi's, because after meeting Tina, they were inseparable, even when Tina was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's. Katie visits Tina every week, and the two are closer than ever. What advice can you give on friendship?
The best advice I can give is to just be there and make sure you laugh a lot together, even through the saddest times.
After the death of Naomi's husband and 2 sons, she set out to the land of Judah. Her 2 daughter-in-laws insisted to come with her, but she told them to return home and live their lives. Hearing this, Orpah kissed Naomi and left crying, but Ruth refused to leave Naomi's side. Ruth said, "Do not press me to go back and abandon you. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there be buried. May the Lord do thus to me and more, if even death separates me from you." What is one difficult thing you've faced, and how have you persevered?
Probably the hardest thing was being just 15 when my dad died and having a little sister to take care of and a mom that was just not very well mentally. She wasn't equipped to look after us the way we needed to be looked after, being that she was our only parent left. And so I was in charge of getting my sister to school and making her meals and making sure she was doing her homework, making sure I did all those things for myself as well. But it made me independent, and it made me, a strong woman.
Mary of Nazareth was given the very important job of Immaculate Conception by God. She could have easily refused this responsibility, but she knew this was something that she had to do. I believe that Katie is like Mary of Nazareth because God threw something unexpected at her, and she still found a way to make the best out of her situation. What advice would you give to a young woman today?
I would tell her to appreciate that she has many, many options in life, and she can make choices that you couldn't make a long time ago. And you can be any kind of woman you want. A mother, you can be a career woman, you can be both, you can be neither. As long as you're a good person, you're a successful person. And regrets will give you wrinkles and make you sad.
My Aunt Katie has taught me how important it is for people to have meaningful conversations. She has taught me how lucky I am to be born in this day and age because of all the opportunities I have that she didn't. She has taught me how important it is to have compassion and to use that compassion to help others. She has taught me how important friendships can be and how I can be a good friend. And she has taught me to not take anything too seriously and that I need to live my life to the fullest.